go ahead and record this so we can share it later with folks. My name is Sandra Smith. I'm the Employee Benefits Manager with ACWA JPIA, and that's where your employer pools with other water districts to provide health insurance for yourself and your coworkers. And Modern Health is a benefit that we were very excited to be able to add on to the medical benefits that we offer through all of our plans, Anthem PPO, CDHP, Kaiser, HMO, all of those. So if you're enrolled in any ACWA JPIA plan, and that includes your dependents as well, don't forget they're eligible for this benefit, then you have access to Modern Health. So Pedro, who's our account manager, is here to explain more about that benefit to help you understand what you have available to you. It covers a wide variety of things, not just therapy, but I will let you go ahead and explain the rest of that. Pedro, thank you so much for hosting this.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you for having me, Sandra. It's great to meet everyone. I wish I could see you all, but this is the world that we live in today. But my name is Pedro Crespo. I am the account manager here, or as we formally call it on my end, the Enterprise Customer Success Manager for ACWA JPIA. And I've been collaborating and partnering with Sandra and team for over a year now. So some of you may have already seen perhaps this presentation in one way, shape, or form. I hope that some of the information that will be shared with you today may be new for some folks, and also I pulled in some new resources. So if you've already seen this before, you'll probably get some new exposure to our platform and some new features. So please stay on. And I'm very excited to get this going. So I'm based in the San Francisco Bay Area. So like most of you, or almost all of you, are probably in California. So finally getting some sunshine here, and very excited to be with you today. So without further ado, we'll get started. We do have a bit of an agenda, so I'll go over that in just a second. But we'll go over what is Modern Health, what's included for each of you and your families, how to get started with the platform if you haven't already, show you how to get your dependents enrolled as well. And we can go from there. As a reminder, this benefit is already included for you, so you won't have to pay up or anything of that nature with the current package that will be offered to you. And I'll go over that in just a few minutes. If you have any questions, we do have a chat feature. If you guys are in a group or sitting in an auditorium of some sort, or a larger room, feel free to channel that question out to someone that may be closer to a computer, and I'll try to get to those questions towards the end. So to deep dive into what Modern Health is, and to get started, each of our well-being journeys may look a little bit different, which means that what brought each of us here to this session may vary. For many of you, it may just be that you're curious about what Modern Health is. Like I mentioned earlier, some of you may already have some familiarity with the platform. And you just want to understand what's included with this really cool benefit that has been made available to you. So for others, you may be considering if Modern Health is what you may need for this time of day, or this journey that you are in life, this current stage. You may be looking for something that can help you grow personally or professionally. I know a lot of the folks at ACWA JPIA have benefited from working with a coach one-on-one for career progression, and discussing sort of that work landscape and what it looks like, and how do you grow, or how do you deal with large projects and things like that. So for others, it may just feel like there's a lot going on right now, and you're considering whether Modern Health is a tool that can help you with the challenges you're currently experiencing in the day-to-day. As some of you, maybe you just want to know, like, what, how do I get started? What's going on? What is this offer of Modern Health? So regardless of what brought you here today, take a moment to acknowledge the important step you're taking to put your self-care first, just by showing up. And my goal will be to ensure that we cover what you're hoping to learn from the session, which is what is Modern Health and what is offered to you. So let's go ahead and move on. So when we think of the daily world that we're in, and our day-to-day life, our families, our friends, what are some of the aspects that, impact our day-to-day? What are the things that may be going on in our lives? And feel free to, drop some lines on the chat if you have a computer close to you. If not, no worries. But what are some of the things that may be going on in our lives that impact our day-to-day? Many of us are trying to balance, kids with work. Perhaps we're feeling a little bit burnt out or tired. We're having some trouble sleeping. I am someone that falls on that spectrum. I've tried to work around my sleep habit through the last 10 years or so. I'm a very light sleeper. So I really try to work on my deep sleep exercises and practices. How do we set boundaries and healthy habits specifically across, the COVID world that we're coming out of? Somebody mentioned work-life balances for sure. I hear you on that one. Perhaps, we're working through stressful projects, navigating interpersonal conflicts at work. We may have stresses with our finances, or our finances are uncertain right now. There's a lot of news fatigue and anxiety, political tension. Maybe that's snowballing into our own relationships, and that's becoming challenging to navigate. We're feeling, community safety issues, inclusion, belonging, and all that. So maybe some of these things may resonate with some of you, or a specific topic will. So we'll go over sort of, how modern health can help you cope with that. So again, your employer is offering this benefit for you. This platform is at your own pace. So, I'll show you how to download it, how to get access to that. If you haven't already, feel free to go in. Nobody's watching you. We are very private. I'll go into that a little bit in a second as well. We have, a lot of resources available, but we want to make sure that, if you have a takeaway today, this is a proactive mental wellness platform as well. Doesn't mean that you have to be going through something or facing a challenge in order for you to get care. Just like going to the doctor every year, it's important that we sort of, position ourselves to be mentally and emotionally resilient as well. And there's a lot of tools on the platform that could help with that. So, that's sort of what modern health is all about. So, modern health essentially is a comprehensive mental wellness benefit that is available to all the employees that are here today through both a mobile and a web application. This is a tailored experience for you, and I'll go into that in just a little bit. Not everybody that uses modern health is going to get the same level of resourcing, the same level of content. It's all based on your unique needs today. And our goal here is to show you how to be more proactive and engaged in your own personal, mental wellness or emotional wellness journey, and provide support to you across multiple spectrums of need, which I'll go to in just a second here. Cool. So just to give you a little bit of a deeper dive into who we are a company that's on a mission, to make resources around mental well-being and emotional well-being more accessible to all. This includes reducing the time it takes to find a care professional, making care accessible in different languages and countries, not necessarily pertaining to this crowd today, but in general, we are a global company. Perhaps you have a spouse or a family member that, or a dependent that can speak another language or has a different culture, we can cater to that as well. We are also evidence-based. So we're built on evidence-based approaches like cognitive behavioral therapy for those that may actually have a clinical need and would like to work with a therapist and haven't done so before. Modern health is a great way to, get you into that setting and help you out. And what this means is that you have access to top tier network of care professionals that have been specifically vetted by Modern Health to ensure that you're receiving evidence-based care. And as I've said this before, I'll deep dive a little bit more into that in a second. A reminder, the experience that you have with Modern Health is personalized. So again, we are all in our unique path. So how can we offer an experience where everyone can find resources that are helpful to them, even as needs change? This is where personalization comes in, and we care about guiding you to the resource that best align with your needs and preferences. And also, if you have one of the biggest takeaways from today is that this is confidential. Because we know privacy is of the utmost importance. We are a HIPAA and GDPR compliant and secure entity. So we want you to feel confident that your private info stays private. This means that we treat your information like any doctor visit, any doctor office would. Everything submitted through this application, through this platform, through Modern Health is confidential. We do not share this with our points of contact at your organization. So use the platform with confidence. Your coworkers won't know that you're on it. Your leaders will not know that you're on it. They won't know what you're, and you're welcome to share the experience, but everything is confidential, just like any doctor visit would. Okay, I'll pause for a second. I'm just going to navigate and see if there are any questions so far. Looks like we are good. Awesome. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we're working through very challenging times with work-life balance, boundaries. Someone like me, hard time sleeping, stress, finances, etc. So these are all the aspects of our lives that modern health could help with. On the emotional side, am I somebody that has a lot of anxiety? Do I have perhaps a family member with some ADHD or an autism spectrum, or are we feeling depressed? Are we going through grief? Is our professional development sort of in constant change or not changing at all? Are we feeling burnt out? Are we want to try to navigate career changes, promotions, work-life balance? There's a lot of stuff in the news that are impacting our work daily. Also, our social life is very important. Are we having a healthy romantic relationship? Are our friendships on point? Am I someone or a family member that is experiencing a divorce or a breakup? What's my community looking like right now? Physical health as well. So modern health can help you through our coaches and providers, have a better understanding of what your exercise habits are, your daily diet, your medical situation, and help you through, someone like me, through sleep. And also, believe it or not, we can even help with financial coaching. Now, you may work with financial coaches on modern health, and I'll give you an example of that. We're not here to tell you, what stock to invest in. Should you buy Google? Should you buy Apple? It's more of like your habitual budgetary practices. How you save money. Do you have constant bills that you're trying to navigate, or are you hoping to save for something big or large purchase, or for a family member, etc.? That's what some of our financial coaches can help with. So I'll deep dive a little bit more into this in a second. So if there are no questions, I'll keep moving on. Awesome. Great. So at Modern Health, we aim to bring you these resources that I mentioned earlier across all 5 pillars into a single platform. So emotional health, physical, financial, social, and professional. We're seeing that people expect more when it comes to how they want to access these resources. If you're someone like me, in the past, we had to go through a doctor, had to get a referral, had to wait months, had to work with whoever the opportunity presented itself to work with. It could have been a provider that I had good chemistry with, perhaps I didn't. But I'm sure, many of you will be looking for one-on-one support, and some of you may just, want to work through some meditations and get some self-care resources. And there may be some of you that are looking for a greater sense of community around mental well-being. All that is available to you with Modern Health. Cool. And here are just some additional examples. So we have, licensed therapy, specialized coaching. We have community circles, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, guided meditations, programs and exercises. You could even text on platform, whether it's through your cell phone or on your web browser, through your computer with your provider. So this is a really, really fast time to care platform that you have available to you and for your family as well. Okay, so what is included for all of you that are here today and your peers? So you have 8 therapy sessions with an actual therapist per calendar year. So they start on January 1st and it's on December 31st. You also have 8 sessions with a certified coach. That's not either or, that's 8 of each modality. So you get 8 therapy sessions, 8 coaching sessions. Outside of that, we offer our community circles, which are basically professionally led provider groups that anyone that has access to Modern Health, not just folks that work at your organization, but everyone that has the access to the platform can join and get some group sessions to get informed about specific, could be mental fundamentals around mental health, could be like navigating a global crisis, things like that. So it's like we have a lot of stepping stone and resources that are unlimited to you. You can join as many as you want. You can visit digital programming as much as you want. You can take these at your own pace, etc. And we also provide you with well-being check-ins. So when you download the app or when you sign up for Modern Health through the web browser, you will be asked to complete a well-being assessment that is clinically validated by the World Health Organization. And this will sort of, study you and how you've been feeling and what your current status, and from there, it'll cater some resources for you. So really neat stuff, very cutting edge, and available to you in real time. All right. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time today and introduce you to the power of coaching. Some of you, this concept may be new. Perhaps some folks may think that coaching is only for like career progression types. I also want to pause really quick and clarify that coaching is available for you and your dependents that are 18 and over. Okay. Therapy is accessible to folks for 6 years of age and over, but coaching right now is just available for 18 and over. Okay. As I mentioned earlier, several peers at ACWA JPIA have mentioned how positive the experience is in working with a coach around like career progression, around the daily habits of the current work environment, how to navigate those, how to put yourselves ahead, etc. So, what is coaching? So coaching tends to be a modality that a lot of folks perhaps are not, as I mentioned earlier, not super familiar with. Many of us had heard about therapy and understand how you might work with a therapist, but coaching tends to be less well known. So we're going to share a little bit more about what coaching includes. So it's really a process through which a coach helps an individual generate deeper self-awareness. And this is a validated, coach that is completely certified and has been in the line of work. But essentially, a coach will help individuals generate a deeper self-awareness that will help identify opportunities for growth, and then help them create action plans to move toward a goal to help them with a particular situation. So if we think about this from the perspective of looking at a everyday stressor, so parenting, again, stress at work, coaching tends to be super useful for folks that are not necessarily in a clinical, sort of like anxiety and depression phase, but just dealing with challenging daily stressors. So, coaching in general is for people to improve their overall well-being and life satisfaction. Okay. I think a few questions came in. Do the therapists include psychiatrists that can prescribe, or it's psychologists only? Right now, it's only psychologists. Great question. No psychiatry access for now. That is something that we are constantly looking to innovate and bring to offering in the near future. Should ACWA JPIA see a need for psychiatry, we'll definitely leverage that once it's more broadly accessible. But for now, therapists are just psychologists or family care providers. After 8 included sessions, how do we navigate continuity of care? Sandra, do you want to help me with that one a little bit? I'm happy to respond with what you can do after the platform as well.
Sure. I'll go ahead and let you take a crack at that, Pedro.
Okay, so yeah, so once your sessions are complete, you have the absolute freedom to continue working with the provider. So 8 sessions are what is covered for you at no additional cost. Should you want to continue working with that provider, you can work with that provider, whether coaching or therapist directly, and they can assess your current situation and kind of give you some next steps to do that, which is totally fine. We don't prevent therapists for continuing care with folks that they're working with, so you can directly work with them.
And in addition to that, I suspect there might be a question about the health plan coverage for therapy. And I don't believe there is a lot of overlap between the therapists that are working with Modern Health and the therapists that are working on our Anthem health plan. So you would go to find a provider for a therapist through the Anthem health plan. Or if you also offer employee assistance program, that's another batch of therapists that could be available to you. And I did just speak to somebody recently whose adult son has autism and he's exhausting his 8 therapy visits. And I recommended, there's 8 coaching visits left and the coaches can be really helpful. And specifically, I think they're a lot more action oriented. Like, this is what you can do about this problem, which is something I really enjoyed about them. So that's a couple of options.
Yep, exactly. Thank you so much. Awesome. So I'll continue on. So, if you're asking yourself, well, we get this question like, what can I talk to a coach about? So here we provided a number of examples that will help you like illustrate what are some of the members that we have talked to that how they find coaching super useful. So again, work performance, I'm a new manager and want leadership development support, financial well-being, which is becoming more and more popular. My partner was recently laid off and I'm worried about supporting my family, healthy lifestyles, is it diet? Is it exercising? Again, navigating relationships. And believe it or not, coaches are also capable of helping you deal with stress and anxiety. If you're going through a difficult situation right now, or even grief, things like that. So big life changes, coaches can definitely support you on that. And just to illustrate a little bit more on this, here's sort of a range of where folks may tend to fall under. So what is, the big difference between coaching and therapy, or like really how can coaching help me? What if I just want therapy, et cetera? So this just illustrates, where members would fall. So on the green, we would categorize what the goal is for the unique person that is in question here. So growth and development, you would obviously work with a coach, but it can help you get into that exercise routine, improve your sleep habits, building, budgeting tools, or helping you get to your financial goals. Perhaps you're someone that's dealing, like I said before, with mild to moderate stress. That's sort of like a yellow spectrum. So challenges could include like burnout, relationship changes, mild social anxieties, work-life balance, etc. A coach could also help you with that. On top of that, if you want to go towards sort of a red spectrum, where perhaps you're just someone that has a bit more of a challenge at this time and you're working through depression or anxiety, or perhaps you have, post-traumatic stress disorder or a panic disorder or postpartum disorder, that's something that a therapist can help you with. And you can work with both a therapist and a coach in tandem in the Modern Health platform. And you can choose to share information with either or have them, both understand the current situation that you are, or you can use a therapist for something more clinical, or you can use a coach for something more professional, as an example. Awesome. And just to equip you with confidence around our therapists here, our coaches at Modern Health are ICF certified, which is an International Coaching Federation certificate. They each need to have more than 150 hours of coaching experience. We recruit coaches that have all different types of specializations and background. Their experience and expertise varies across industries. Many of them started out as careers and getting qualifications in fields other than coaching. So there's a lot of folks that are very relatable. We also ask that our coaches complete additional evidence-based training that we provide, and they also complete regular professional development training, all culturally centered around care. So there are many steps we take to make sure that our coaches feel empowered and able to support our members in the best way possible, and from all walks of life. All right, so here's a quick example of a coach. It's actually a real coach. This is Coach Tyler. He is a mental health coach. So some of his specializations are understanding folks' emotions, practicing healthy communication, addressing symptoms of anxiety and feeling overwhelmed, forming new habits and behaviors. So his specialty is around team dynamics, leadership development, emotional competency, mindfulness. So ways to improve your mood. That's something that Coach Tyler can help you with. Another example is Coach Michaela Nils, who I've actually met before, and she's awesome. She's more focused on financial well-being coaching. So she can help you build a sound financial plan. She can help you address your spending habits or your family spending habits. Strategize around reducing debt, budgeting, saving, financial empowerment, and even work-life balance around the topic of financial well-being. So as you can see, folks from different specialties are available to you. And if I didn't mention yet, like the time it takes to work with a coach is pretty remarkable. It's usually around 1 business day for you to get matched and start having a session with a coach. On average, some coaches may be like on vacation or something, may take them a week, but it's super fast turnaround. Also, you can always reach out to Modern Health if you find yourself wanting to connect with somebody else, or perhaps the chemistry is not there with a specific coach. You can just reach out to us at help@modernhealth.com and we can help you with that. So again, each coaching session and the coaching experience is around 30-minute long for each session. Within your first session, it provides you the opportunity to build some rapport and to begin building that relationship with the coach. So you'll likely spend some time on introductions, discuss confidentiality matters, and the coach will share about the session structure and what you can expect in working from them. So you'll begin to discuss what you like to work on. The coach may take you through sort of like your well-being scores and check in to see where you're currently at. They can also help you identify the topic that you'd like to narrow in on, and then the goals that you might be interested in working around that particular area. From there, they'll likely dive a little bit deeper as time goes on. They might ask you to some deeper questions and challenge you or challenge your assumptions so that you can also have that ongoing conversation and the ongoing partnership. They'll also use some of those evidence-based tools that we mentioned earlier and practices that that will support you in really making sure that you're getting to the heart of the issue, and that they're helping you with progress in the areas that you like to focus on. And then you'll collaborate on an action plan. Think about those steps that you'll develop, in tandem, in partnership with them. They'll also help you staying accountable, so they'll be your accountability buddies. And finally, you'll go through a summary of the takeaways. You'll likely discuss, like I said, an accountability plan and talk about the next session details. Maybe they'll give you a little bit of personal homework to work on and sort of work you through this journey. So super, super valuable and useful. I'll stop for a second and see if there are any questions so far. Nope. Awesome. Perfect. We're moving along right on time. So check here one last thing. All right, sweet. Okay. Addition to therapy and coaching, maybe you're someone that, I don't really need or feel that I want to work with someone, but would be nice to get, some insight or some resources that I can work on my own. I'm a self-learner, I'm a go-getter, or I maybe therapy, coaching, and other things can be accessible to me later, but what else is available? So we have a robust bucket of digital programming and resources that you can take at your own pace. You can you can work through these as often as little as you'd like. Some of those, as I mentioned earlier, is our Modern Health circles, which we have received plenty of awards for. And essentially, the Modern Health circles I mentioned is a professional provider-led session that you can sign up for at circles.modernhealth.com. And it's one of our foundational products. And as a Modern Health member, you have access to unlimited circles and community spaces to learn, process, and grow through these shared experiences. And through circles, members or employees can attend live and on-demand community sessions that you'll probably see some coaches and therapists in there leading these on specific topics that serve and support spaces to learn, connect, and share. You can attend as few or as many as you'd like. Circles are offered in a number of different formats. Some are discussion-based, some are workshops, some are others just listen and learn. So you can choose what works best for you. And for 50% of folks that are registering for a circle the first time, was their very first activity of any kind in the Modern Health platform. So non-invasive, at your own pace. You don't have to share anything. You don't have to talk to anyone. You can just listen in. And over, when we surveyed our population, over 80% of folks that participated in circles mentioned that they improved the understanding of mental health and gave them useful, actionable skills to improve on their own. So, we're really constantly refreshing the circles that we offer based on topics that are more relevant to folks, like, quitting negative thoughts, building healthy habits, healing and trauma. We're currently hosting all sorts of circles and topics based on the current events of the world. So we're very proud to offer this. So when you download the app or log into the platform, check them out, see what's available, and see if there's something that you like. Outside of that, and one of our most popular features is the daily pause. I tend to visit this daily based on your own unique experience with the app. The daily pause will give you catered bite-sized pieces of content you can read in the morning. It'll also recommend you a few additional steps you can take. This will take about 5 to 10 minutes, sometimes even less, and you can just go through some of those bite-sized pieces that help you get started in your day with a very positive vibe. So yeah, this serves as an entry point into mindful content for people who find it difficult to start, with traditional mental health care modalities. So this could also be just a way for you to get your day started, or if you're driving to work or you're driving to your first appointment or what it may be, you can sort of, deep dive into the daily pause and get some really nice content in small pieces. Awesome. Something that we started last year are also our modern health courses. I believe we have about 5 or 7 now. And this is a provider-led, meaning that one of our therapists or coaches is guiding you through this structured program. It is obviously pre-produced, but it is for folks to manage that specific topic that may be useful to them. In this case, managing stress is a modality-based course that is both visual, interactive, that consists of both learning from coaches, meditations, there's some videos around it. The content, as I mentioned, will be therapist created and instructed. Sessions will include video and audio pre-recordings. Again, none of this will be reported. Everything is confidential, so you can take it at your own pace. You can do it in a day, you can do it in a week, etc. So a lot of good stuff here. And summarize, and I know we're getting close to time here, why we think that you'll love modern health, again, is to the quick access to personalized care. This is a really cool benefit that is available to you all. You'll have support from the best-in-class specialists. You'll find what you need in one single place. You don't need doctor referrals. You don't need to go to a hospital. You'll have access to everything you need in the platform. And as I mentioned, your information will be confident and private. Okay. So on average, it takes us, as I mentioned, less than 1 business day to get connected to a provider. 89% of our total employee/member population have agreed that a provider has the ability to improve their well-being. I know we're all in California, so this may not necessarily be applicable here, but we support our global population as well with more than 50 languages. And 84% of people that responded after attending a circle said that the circle provided them with the useful first steps to improve whatever situation they are currently facing. So download the Modern Health app. If you have a Google phone, you can get it from the Play Store. If you have an Apple phone, you can get it from the Apple Store. Sign up with your email. It's going to ask you for a company code, and that will be ACWA JPIA. So just put that in there, ACWA JPIA or ACWA JPIA, and you'll be able to log into the platform. You will answer a few questions about your current state, your current mood, and from there, the platform will tailor the experience for you, share some preferred care options that you can choose from. Again, if you want to work with someone one-on-one, you want to listen and learn, or you want to do things on your own. And from there, you will receive a roster if you want to work with a coach or a therapist, and you can choose who you want to work with. So I saw a screen. Yes, please put a space between ACWA and JPIA. If you have any issues logging into the platform, please email us at help@modernhealth.com, and I put that in the chat, and we're happy to help you. If there are any questions, I can do a quick demo. Sandra, let me know if I can just transition to that, if there's anything else that you guys would like to share.
Oh, I just wanted to add that it does not have to be your work email. Some employer groups identify their employees because it says @ and then their work email. But yes, we decided not to do that because we have so many employers in our group. So it's name and I believe it's date of birth is.
Yeah, sorry, correct. Yes.
So if you'd like to use your personal email, you can feel free to do that.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. Yes.
And
please,
one more tip, Pedro, just one more tip too, is when they're entering their first name and last name, make sure it is the name that would be on their benefits record in bSwift. And bSwift is our benefits eligibility system. So they could even look at their Anthem ID card or Kaiser ID card and confirm that, you know, instead of Jackie, put Jacqueline, or Christopher instead of Chris. Make sure those match up. And if they do, that way Modern Health will be able to find them.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes. So please use your full name. Great. So, all right. So really quick here, and can everyone see my screen okay?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So once you download this is just the mobile version, and I'll go through this very quickly to not overwhelm you. But once you download the app, you'll just get started. Again, you'll put in the country that you're in, your date of birth. Again, everything is confidential. Nothing will be shared. You could create a password to log into the platform. Don't forget your password. You could always reset it, but you know, you'll add whatever email address you have, but your date of birth will definitely be the key to get you on the platform. In this case, we're using Isabel as an example. So Isabel is going to sign up. She's going to continue on the application. She's going to be asked how she's currently doing. And Isabel is going through a few different things today. So she has some anxiety that she wants to work through. She wants to also challenge her professional life and feel more included in her current environment. She's also a parent and wants to work through parenting. Maybe she's a caregiver. Maybe she has something that she wants to work with through her family. So from here, you will be assessed through, I mentioned earlier, the wellness assessment that is a clinically validated World Health Organization clinical assessment. So I'm going to breeze through this, but please do answer these questions if you feel comfortable. That the application will give you a tailored experience from there. So again, it's just around your current state and your current mood. So I'm going to breeze through these really quick. They'll give you a few different options that you can select. For example, for this one, I felt cheerful and in good spirits at no time, some of the time, less than half the time, or all of the time, etc. And there's a few questions around this as well. So I'm just going to breeze through this. Once you're done with the assessment, the app will ask you, well, how do you want to receive resources? Do you want to do it on your own? Do you want to listen and learn? Or do you want to work with a provider or a professional? In this case, most folks initially may navigate towards working with a professional. So it's going to give you a summary of how you're feeling. And you know, these are the topics that we're looking to work on. And from there, it's going to populate the number of sessions that you all have. So 8 sessions for you guys. And then it's just going to validate your current location, your preferred language, the best time to work with you, and you're going to get a roster of professionals that you can work with. So each one has a bio and their specialty. For example, Daryl is, you know, anxiety, depression, and LGBTQ. Bessie is anxiety, depression, and couples counseling. But in this case, the best match based on what I provided is to work with Wade, who specializes in anxiety, depression, couples counseling, divorce, parenting, and family boundaries. We can see that Wade can speak multiple languages. He's in the United States, of course. Most of your folks will probably be in California if you're in California. So let's go ahead and choose Wade. It's just going to be a little greet session and really quick. It's just going to show us the first available session for Wade and his time. As you can see, it's very user-friendly, very quick to book. And from there, you can add this session to your calendar. We'll just skip it for now. It'll give you a summary of what you can work on as you prepare to meet with Wade. So you can do a 1-minute meditation. You could explore the rest of the platform. There's some circles that perhaps you can join and get some familiarity with the topic that you are interested in, if the circle is offered for that topic. This is the welcome screen. Every time you log into your Modern Health account, it'll show you how many sessions or how many coaching sessions you have left or how many therapy sessions you have left. It'll tell you here who your coach is. You can click on that. Now, let's say you're probably asking yourself, well, how do I invite my family members? When you're on the web browser or the application itself, you just navigate to settings, and there is an option here to invite dependents. And from here, you just follow the prompt. And this is just a demo environment, so I'm not letting me do too much, but you'll just mention the relationship, the country, and the date of birth, and then it'll check the eligibility for you. And that is pretty much it. From there, let's say you have a session with a provider or a therapist, and maybe you forgot to take a note on something, or you lost your note. You can always chat them directly and ask them like, hey, what was that resource that you told me? Or what was that book that you recommended? And they're usually pretty responsive. So you can chat directly in platform with that coach or therapist that you're working with. Pretty cool. All right. From there, you can explore all our other offerings. You can select topics. For example, practice mindfulness. I actually want to like build skills, and our platform will give you with will provide you with some resources around that topic or symptom. From there, you can also navigate our circles content that I mentioned earlier. You can book your circles directly from here and sign up for anything that you want to be a part of in the Modern Health platform. In this case, we have communication, like maybe I want to work in communicating better. We have a beginner's guide. Some courses have a beginner and a more advanced guide. You can do as many as you want, as often as you like, with any available time that is available to you. And I'll pause from there. How are we doing on time? Just about on time. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Any questions so far? Let me navigate here. Let's see. No? Okay. So yeah, so just for dependent access, download the app. You'll go to the settings function and invite them from there. Just to give you a little bit of a clear look here, log into the app, select settings, choose invite dependents, and enter request information. As I mentioned, your children or your spouse can work with different providers. They will also have their own number of sessions. They will not use your own sessions. For example, if you have 8 therapy sessions and you invite your dependent or your spouse or anyone that qualifies as a dependent, they will not take your sessions. They will get their each batch of sessions. So just wanted to, I don't think I mentioned that earlier, so just wanted to clarify that, which is awesome.
And Pedro, that email for help with signing up or selecting a provider is help@modernhealth.com.
Correct. Yep.
They're really helpful. I know that I had a little bit of trouble signing up a minor dependent, and they were really helpful and able to troubleshoot that for me, because you have to enter the dependent's email address and all of that. And then I was a little confused, and they fixed it right up for me.
Yeah, we're here and we're happy to help. Awesome. Well, that pretty much does it. Look at us, right on time. That pretty much does it for today, but I'll hang around for another minute or two and see if any questions come in.
And we will share, we'll follow up with a link to this recording, and we really encourage you to share it with, say, your spouse, who might be the one who arranges healthcare for your family. That's often the case. So anybody who's interested, the family members who are covered under the JPIA medical plan are all eligible for this benefit. And thank you so much for joining us to learn more about your benefits. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks for having me as well. Thank you.